was the Shaanxi History Museum, the Qin Han branch. That was the new museum. Actually, they have a lot of we can to see, all right? Right now, we are in the lobby in here. I will tell you some of the story about the Qin Dynasty and the Han Dynasty. Here, you see some of the statues in here, all right? Here, follow me. And first, they have many story in the 100 years ago. Of course, in China, we have many dynasty, and we have a Zhou dynasty. Here was a tell a story in the 771. The Eastern Zhou be extinguished, and the Eastern Zhou is begun. So like where the king will be escaped, go to the east, all right, go to the Luoyang, into the Luoyang. And here tell a story about they have to help the Duke of the Qin, they have the King of the Zhou to go to the eastern. And the latter statue, that person, whose name is the Xixian Duke, all right, and he got some reforms. Actually, in that time, they have 7 different nations. The Qin is the most vast nation of China. But we always talk about the Emperor Qin, and the Qin is first emperor, but is the ancestor, is the father generation. They done a good job, and for him, they do a very good condition. Here was a picture, and the story tell the Qin have a fighting with another 6 nations, like the Zhao. They have a war of the Changping. They kill a lot of the soldiers and made the Qin become very powerful. And we see here have some people. You can see the statues, who they are. I will give you introduce one by one. First, that person who is very famous. He was the Xixian Duke, all right? Because the Qin in that moment is not so powerful because of the reform, make the Qin become very powerful. And behind the light was the king of the Qin, Zhaoxiang. And he was the very powerful king, almost control power nearly 40 years. So he done a good job for extinguish and kill a lot of the military, the soldier in his power time. And in the middle, we see the biggest statue. That was the first Emperor Qin. Yes, we know the terracotta army, the terracotta museums, the various museums is in here. And he was the first emperor of China. So he was called a very important person in that moment. All right, maybe a surprise. Who about that person? Who he is? He was a Xianyang. Xianyang is very important. His people in the Qin dynasty because he got the reform. Before that, they have a lot of the discrimination or unfair things. But Xianyang tell the people, if you can work for us, if you can work hard, you will be very good. We see this story. And the story is called Xianyang. One day, he put one big beam, all right, the wood in here. He tell the civilians, if you can move this like the wood from the south gate to the north gate, I will give you a lot of the money, the sources of the gold. And the people sometimes suspicious, is really? And sometimes if you did that, I will follow my promise. And people do that. And people said, okay, Xianyang is really a good man. And whatever the new policy will be follow him. Okay? And the nation called Chu, and he was the general. The name is the Wang Jian, and that was the Emperor Qin. All right, and he was just 10 years from the 430 BC to 221. Just 10 years. That's why he gave the permission and the big step. Tell him whatever you want, I will support you for extinguish another 6 nations. So that's the story. Tell the Qin at the beginning, from the Xixian the Duke to the Emperor Qin. The father generation, they are working very hard for help China become a very big country for unification. Of course, that was the very famous museum, Shaanxi History Museum, the Qinhan branch. They are follow the very special arrangement. It's not follow like the different time of the dynasty. They have 6 different parts: political, economy, reform, culture, technology, and standards. So that's we can follow the different parts. And here was tell like in the Qin dynasty, there you see some box in here. What's the meaning? If you open the box, let's tell the different reform of the different dynasty. This is so hard. Why? Because for all the country, the reform, they have a lot of the difficulties, the benefits, like the groups, they always against the light. So the 6 nations and the 7 nations, they done the reforms, but only the Qin dynasty, all right, only that famous person, Xianyang, who done a good job, who done a very beautiful reform for the Qin dynasty. That is a very important foundation, make the Qin become a very powerful country. There was some like the cultural relics. That was the terracotta virus, kneeling archer that made by the ceramic in the Qin dynasty. And you can pay attention in the details. They have a craft roll for wooden made, and the very handsome one. Of course, we see that here. That's also the terracottas, the virus that make placed all together. The big petals are standing in here. So all the terracottas in here was the original one from the museums. We see that here, this one was the infantryman. Okay, they have some of the weapons hold on that. It's a spear, but it's a wooden one. That was the gun already. So terracottas virus is very important to the cultural relics in the Qin dynasty. How does the Emperor Qin can unify China? It's not follow the negotiation or diplomatic way. They follow the strong and powerful muscle with the stronger armies. All right, that is the all of light. So the museum also we can see here have a very special the horse, and we know the Qin was almost fighting with the nomadics. So that's why the cavalry is very important. When they are fighting with the nomadic, they have a very abundant the military experience. When they are fighting with another 6 neighbor countries, this is important, right? You pay attention about the details. So this lovely one for light. Even here, we also can find some weapon. Yes, the weapon is real weapon. Found from the terracotta museums, and the spear, the head, harbor, head, and all those things. So the stone armor for better objects. The Han Dynasty is very important in China history. In Han Dynasty, have very important things like the Silk Road. We do good exchange. We have a lot of the export and import. Here was you see a lot of golden. That our China silk. They are exported to abroad. They can make a lot of money and things. So here there's a special room for the economy and the political in the Han Dynasty. It was a very special cultural relics. That was the monastery of the Han Dynasty. You see, they have a very special. They have details. They have some of the bird, some like different animal, a part of light. Now we're in the room number 3. That was still the story about the innovation. For the innovation was a very great productivity in China past. We always innovate a lot of things. So in here we see some of the things special one. So please be with me. We see China. We have a culture, the powers. We have a unification, the character for all the things. That was some of the first China unification of the Chinese character. The famous one right now in the Beijing museums near the south gate of City Wall. So under here, we have a very special things. You see a lot of the pottery, the burial object in the Han Dynasty. The Han is a very, very important term in China. So you see some of the mirrors, the bronze, all the things in here for the special one. The Han, the mirrors, all right, for that. That was the tail end for the 4 different animals. The Shaanxi History Museum, the Qinhan branch, have a special character. They have compared with the Western culture and the art. The Han Dynasty is a similar term of the Roman times, all right? So Western, we have a philosopher, they have very built art. In China, in the Han, we also have a story about the science and the technology. In the Han and the Qin dynasty, we have a lot of science, we have a lot of innovation. You see, here have something like to help the people to understand the atmosphere and the sky, even the earthquake. So we have equipment for lights.